folks, San T at the Arizona Ghost Raiders here. This week we're making a traditional Native American dish.
Are you part Native American?
Well, no, not really.
Oh, that's too bad. Otherwise, you could be a sous chef. Pretty funny, huh?
Hilarious.
No, not funny. Not one bit.
So, after making the Geronimo video last week, I started to delve a little deeper into the Native American culture here in the Southwest. After some reading, I got a hankering for their cuisine. However, the recipes I was coming up with had some ingredients I wasn't certain were even available to the indigenous cultures at the time. For instance, how are they using carrots and garlic? Then it hit me. These were brought over from the Europeans really early on. In 1598, Juan de Oñate introduced new vegetables to what is now New Mexico. Cabbage, onions, carrots, and garlic were eventually being used by many regions and cultures. Therefore, after researching a few dishes of the Tohono O'odham, Navajo, and other tribes in our little desert, I've come up with a dish that even a gunslinging rapscallion like me can cook.
It'd be fun to drink some beer and have some pizza with a couple of rapscallions.
Oh, hey, if you don't mind, could we make that half rapscallions, half pepperoni?
So I'm going to make a venison bean stew. Today we're using Tepary beans that originate from the Sonoran Desert region and have been cultivated by the aforementioned indigenous people for over 4,000 years. Now, if I were being truly authentic, I would be cooking this in a clay pot outside over a mesquite fire. However, it's 115 degrees today and I ain't doing that. So, we are using a genuine 1880s crockpot to cook this in. I know it's an antique because the seller on eBay told me so. So the first thing I'm going to do is cook down the onions and squash on medium heat just to soften them up a bit. Then add the venison. Now I have ground venison, but it would be more authentic if it was just cubed. This will cook really quickly due to the low fat content, so get it to where it's just browning, then take that whole mess off the heat and put it aside. Put the Tepary beans into your historic crock pot and cover them with water. I'm going an inch above the top of the bean line there. Now add a can of hominy. Then dump in your venison mess and set the temperature to high. I know from the other bean dishes that adding salt at this stage may make the beans a little hard, so let's wait on that. However, I'm going to crush a Chiltepin pepper in for flavor and heat. Chiltepins are native to our region and are about 20 times hotter than a jalapeno. Bam! Once the liquid starts boiling, drop it down to low. Now we wait 8 to 10 hours, checking occasionally to make sure that it isn't drying out. If it is, just add some more water. Yep, 8 to 10 hours. You know, the Native American diet was extremely healthy. 90% of it was agricultural, with only 10% from game meat. They talk of the three sisters, which are corn, beans, and squash. The three sisters are the core of the indigenous people's diet, and down here were planted together to complement each other. The corn stalks provide a place for the bean vines to climb on, the beans provide nitrogen for the soil, and the squash provides leaves to shade the others and keep the soil from drying out. After they were put on reservations, their diet changed dramatically. Res land was not very fertile, and the rations given to them by the federal government were processed and unhealthy. Well, I guess I'll go watch a couple episodes of Yellowstone.
You're either born a willow or you're born an oak.
Okay, I tried a bean and they're good and tender, so I'll add the teaspoon of salt and let it sit for about 10 minutes. The final dish is very hearty and flavorful. It's not pretty and colorful, but I don't think the indigenous tribes cared about their sustenance being on the cover of Food and Wine magazine.
Hey folks, morning, Arizona Ghost Raiders. Gonna introduce you to Dixie Dog. This is Dirty Dog's little sister, always be gone.
Oh yeah, very cute. Are you gonna be as tough as Dirty Dog?
Oh,
Yeah.
she's gonna be a handful, I assure you. Aren't you?
Yeah. How are you? I know. Well, folks, this week we did that thing on Native American cuisine, and I spent, all that time making that dish. It came out pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, it was good.
What'd you make?
I made like a Tepary bean venison stew. It was good.
Oh, I've got a little Native American treat here myself. Costs about $6. You buy it at about any store. But
Well, yeah,
she loves it, dog loves it, I love it.
I mean, technically, but I went to the trouble of making something for 8 to 10 hours, you know, and you just bought that on the store.
Yeah, I'd laugh too if I you.
So, I'm just saying.
She laughing at me.
Laughing,
Oh my!
and I don't think Jack Link is actually a Native American name. I could be wrong.
Do you care?
I
Nope.
guess. Folks, thanks for watching. And as always, please like, share, and subscribe.
And don't forget, we'll see you on down the trail. How's that?